So as you can see, I'm back from tour, back in my room, trying to organize and do laundry and clean all these fun things that I didn't do before I left. Being home is very weird. It's good, but it's very weird. I feel like when you're on the road, you're kind of, you're worried about like where you're going to sleep and where you're going to eat and when's the next time you get to do laundry. And then when you're at home in one place, you're kind of worried about a million things like bills and getting work done. And I'm probably going to have to head home to Michigan in the next week. If you didn't know, my grandma is in the hospital, is in a coma. I'm trying to like not be super negative about it because I know that like my family needs to have a lot of hope and for me to be strong, but I don't have a good feeling about it at all. We have a topic for today. So I feel like for me, I'm constantly trying to figure out my views on fat positivity because I feel like Project Lifesize started off because I was in a place where I wanted to feel like I wasn't alone, that I wasn't the only person that believed that because I was a different size, that that didn't make me like less deserving of love or respect, or it shouldn't mean that I couldn't achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. And so Project Lifesize stemmed out of this need to connect with other people who felt that way and this need to not feel alone. And I feel like Project Lifesize has stemmed into more directions than that. I feel like it's not just about fat positivity, it's about just positivity. It's about just being a person and trying to figure out the full scope of what it is to be human. I think the only time for me that fat positivity makes me really uncomfortable is when it gets into the areas of fetishism. Not that I'm completely, I'm to each their own. But for me, I think fetishes make me really uncomfortable. Just like I wouldn't want someone to date me because I'm skinny, I don't want someone to date me because I'm big, or is just a placeholder for some kind of certain visual that gets someone off. And I think that getting into kind of the community, you have a lot of different aspects of it. Like you have feederism, you have, gaining, you have all these things that I don't completely understand. I always choose to kind of take, I think, like the middle road, which is, we're not all going to be the same size, and your size doesn't, determine what you can and can't do, because I've done a lot of things when people thought that I couldn't do it. But if there's anything I've learned, it's that being healthy, and I don't just want like my bigger friends to be healthy. I want my thinner friends. I want all my friends to eat well or to exercise, because I know and I see in my life and in my family and with people that I've come in contact with what can happen when you're not treating your body well. I know what it's like to not be able to walk and to be in constant pain and to be dependent on other people, and I would never wish that on anyone. And so I feel like it's avoidable, but it involves, just being smart and not saying that I don't eat bad things or I don't just sit around and watch the TV, because I do. But I think it's about finding a balance. And I think it's also about finding a balance not only in what we do, but the way that we portray what we should do. But no, I don't automatically think that fat positivity is like thinspiration. I just think that, there are extremes in both cases where people try to change their body either to get really, really big or to get really, really small to fit a certain thing. And I think that there are repercussions for both. I think that we put things on pedestals. We want to achieve certain looks as opposed to being certain ways. Instead of being a kind person or being a smart person or being an adventurous person, we kind of prize being a thin person or being a perfectly curvy person or, being tall or any of these things. And I think that maybe we should focus more on this side.